A very good evening, everyone. So finally, we're here. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes it's like that with the internet and the international community. So I'm in the deepest heart of Africa right now, and uh, so I think you are in a much better internet position than I am. So let's hope that it will keep stable, because tonight we have a very special guest with us. He has been with us a few times already, Mr. Wong Ki-yu from Singapore. And he is really somebody extraordinary, and I'm looking forward to hear what he has to share today with us. So he is the author of Simple Vegetarian and Wholesome Vegan Cookbooks, and is also a graduate of Bachelor of the Biotechnology from Australia. He worked in life science research institutes in Singapore, studying cancers and stem cells for more than 10 years. And Mr. Wong became a vegan in actually 2002 already, and he has since been promoting veganism through various activities, including vegan social dinners, culinary workshops, exhibitions, organic farm tours, vegan travel even, and public talks and media interviews. The Veg School soon expanded its outreach to Malaysia, Brunei, the Philippines, Thailand, China, and Denmark, and embracing also vegan cafe consultation services, vegan study tours, health rejuvenation programs, and culinary retreats. Mr. Wong Ki-yu wishes to nurture a harmonious world with healthy people, free animals, and clean environment through veganism. Ki-yu, are you here?
So without further ado, let's get started. And really, like 1.5 hours is not really that sufficient time for me to to really get everything out. Seriously, guys, I have to apologize. I can't show my handsome face today because like I have itchy hands to install a lot of software, and now the technology has confused themselves. Okay, now today we are going to talk about natural immunity and cancer, but I do have to give everybody a heads up warning. We are not going to see a lot of interferon, interleukin. We're not going to see a lot of wordings like, antibodies and T cells, T helper cells and all sorts, and even the name immunotherapy and all this. We are not going to talk about the molecular immunity that most people are very so-called quote unquote familiar with, as they have been like educated by the so-called modern sciences. The reason is that this is a very opportunity, very important opportunity for me to actually to bring up a very big misleading concept about immunity. Why?
Apa kalau
Because we
tadi
have
gitu?
been testing. Okay, so we have been so-called driven away into a very narrow-minded, very narrow perspective of comprehension of what immunity is. Now, before I want to talk about how we have been stepping into the so-called a biased view about immunity, let's look at here. The first slide here, in the first few slides, there are a lot of details, but this is not the main topic of today. I, I'm just going to run through a few slides quickly to let you have that zoom out view, zoom up idea about what cancer is and how immunity actually so-called immunity step into the whole story. And and how the so-called molecular immunity, immunology, has failed to help us in addressing the cancer issue. Yes, they do have. One slowly, I'm going to bring up the story. Now, I think I used the wrong word evolution. It's actually the progress of cancer. Now, from from the very original so-called mutated cell to begin with, as it actually slowly evolved or progressed into a invasive cancer from the left to the right, you will see that and in the background there are a lot of happenings going on actually. As as we actually evolve from the so-called the cell actually slowly transform into a aggressive cancer from the left to the right, you realize that in the background, their DNA repair competency have dropped, their telomeres length has dropped, their surface markers have dropped, immunity detection is also dropping. I'm going to tell you
Sorry,
why later on. Yes, can you hear
Giyu,
me? Yes, yes,
we
yes.
can hear you, but are you changing slide? Because we still see your first slide.
Uh, I- yeah, maybe you need to be a little bit patient. I think I just changed slide already. So, is it there? How about
No.
the rest? The rest don't see the second slide?
It's still at the heading slide,
No, it's
the
The,
still
natural
the
immunity.
natural
the
immunity
natural
in
slide.
cancer. Yeah.
I've evolved. I already moved on to the second slide actually. But never mind. Let's try this. Okay. Now I'm coming back to the so-called what mode? The PDF mode. Okay. Can you see me scroll my slide?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Now
Yes.
all
Ah,
okay.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Might as well do this now. A little bit not so beautiful, but it's still not too bad, okay? All right. So a little bit not so beautiful, but at least it's not so technologically challenging to everybody. Okay, so now you can see the DNA repair drop, telomere length drop as it progressed from the left to the right. Immunity detection drop. Why exactly this is the biggest topic of today. And apoptosis capacity also dropped. What does it mean by apoptosis? Apoptosis means the cell, as it detects that something wrong is with itself, it will actually go into a suicide mode, which is a natural part of the natural immune system as well. And as we move on from the left to the right as well, you can see, uh, wait, it's easier this way. Okay, make it smaller, easier to view. Okay, good. Now, as we move on to the left to the right, the mutation frequency, the mutation volume, the mutations extent elaboratively, explode, everywhere is mutated. Cell proliferation, of course, the cell is crazily, you know, dividing. We all know it. Otherwise, it will not form a tumor. And the chronic inflammation keep on, going. It everywhere. Chronic means it's in the background long term, but it's not a very severe inflammation. And this inflammation is different from acute inflammation. In modern sciences, actually, we actually champion inflammation, acute inflammation being good actually, because it actually drive up a fever and really kill a lot of bad cells, a lot of virus, a lot of pathogens and all this, but not chronic inflammation. I'm going to tell you why later on very soon in the next few slides. And angiogenesis. Angiogenesis means the development of all the new wiring of your this blood vessels and all this to deliver more nutrients into the internal depth, the very in-depth cells of the tumor. So as the tumor grow bigger and bigger, the more vascular development has to be there in order to drive the nutrients from outside into the inner side more efficiently. So you can see it's a lot of happening actually. So most importantly, what I'm trying to tell you is that it is I hate to use the word complicated. It's like trying to tell you that you don't have to think about it anymore. Doesn't mean that. So it is, while we acknowledge it is a complicated situation, we are not giving up, not just because it's complicated, but we also need to be humbled down that we are dealing with something not straightforward. You heard me that. It's not a straightforward thing. But the problem is the paradigm of modern sciences in healing cancer. They are oversimplifying the entire thing, severely oversimplifying. That's why, in some in to a certain extent, you kind of feel that you know the modern science of tackling the cancer, like what they say, they're trying to use immunotherapy, trying to use targeted immunotherapy to help a person cure from a cancer or reverse a cancer, is something quite far-fetched. Far-fetched from really having any achievement because it's a complicated situation, but you use an oversimplistic healing purpose, healing tactic. Now, what you can see here is a very one of the very small snapshot of the overall immune happenings inside our body when we have cancer and all this. And this is only one small episode of it. So this is usually happening only at a very early stage, actually. So the tumor cells, they had turned bad, okay? They have a certain type of a so-called certain type of trademark, okay? What we call some kind of, surface receptors or surface markers that can be recognized by our T cells, our white blood cells. So if we can recognize them, now listen up, only in the early stage we can recognize them. The immune cells of our body can recognize them. So they will actually so-called lock in the target and then do a lot of so-called attack using all types of whatever inflammation cytokines or whatever granzyme perforins and all sort many ways to kill and even trigger the tumor cell to go into self-suicide mode like apoptosis and all this. That is based on the idea of what? Based on the idea that they can recognize the tumor cells. You heard me that? Based on the idea that your T cells can recognize the tumor cells. But what if? What if? And this what if is a real fact. Is actually a ubiquitous situation. Ubiquitous means is a commonplace that most tumor cells are not recognizable. And you are telling me you're trying to use molecular immunology to help cure cancer? So this is what happening here. It is a very basic common science that we learned in year 2 science immunology, that we know that in early stage, as a cancer cell just develop, right, they still retain a lot of their cancer egoistic marker. You see, I'm a cancer cell, so come and beat me up. So then you actually draw a lot of police, a lot of FBI, a lot of this so-called army to come and attack you because you are so recognizable. You tell the whole world that you are recognizable as a tumor cells. So that's why they can be killed. Okay, but as it slowly evolved, as the cancer cells slowly actually get more interaction with our immune system, what happens is that they de-differentiate. They de-differentiate. What does it mean by de-differentiate? De-differentiation means it actually gave up their marker. They start to give up their ego. They start to give up their distinctivity to tell people that I'm so recognizable as a tumor. So that means the more they become matured, the quote unquote matured, that means it's going into a more advanced level of cancer stage. Actually, this cancer actually they want to be looking like normal. They want to be like normal cell. As the cancer cells evolve into a more advanced level in a more sophisticated thief, sophisticated mafia and all this, right? They will, in early days, we heard all these kind of techniques that where a thief, in order not to be recognized or not to be fingerprint trace, right? They actually scrub off their fingerprint on the 10 fingers. You guys heard of that before? Yeah. So as all these tumor cells, they know that they don't want to be traced by the police or the immune cells. They scrub off all of their 10 fingers, even their toe fingers fingerprints. So they are not recognized anymore. So, and then further on, as they go even more and more advanced, right? They even throw away other significant kind of recognizable kind of so-called features like the facial recognition and all this. Even their iris, or I do not know, they cover their eye with something else so that they cannot be recognized. And if the one of the biggest agenda of tumor cells is everyday thinking of how to be not recognized by the immune cells, how are we going to use immunology to tackle them? How are we going to use antibody to tackle them? Philosophically, we are really on the loose side. We are really on the loose side from the beginning. But the modern medical people, they don't tell you this. They want to focus on those less mature tumor cells. They do research on the less mature tumor cells where they still retain a lot of a certain level of their markers being a cancer, and they tell you that now I successfully can target these cancer cells. But they never tell you that they fail, or they always fail 100% in tracing those tumor cells that has already de-differentiated. I'm not trying to give everybody a so-called a cold shower, a cold bucket of ice, and all this, but it is how the cancer immunology it is. And it's just like how the world it is now. We all now know that we are living in a very corrupted world. And you realize that why I'm going to bring in this corrupt situation in whole world, the because the immune system in our body are also corrupted by the tumor cells. You can't believe it. I mean, for those people who speak Cantonese and all this, and who watch Hong Kong movies and all this, and even Hollywood movies, there are a lot. We know that there are a lot of dark polices. You know I mean, there are a lot of moles, spies in the police force. So that's why we watch so many of all these Netflix Hollywood movies and TVBs and all these Hong Kong movies and all this. Like, I mean, for those people who can relate in Cantonese, Mo Gan Do, which is a series of movies talking about how the mafia actually implant their moles since a very early days in cadet days into the police force and let the spy, the moles inside the police force, help the gangster, the mafia, to flourish and bloom. And that happens in our tumor and immunology and immune cells relationship as well. What I'm trying to tell you here is that, you see, look at the B chart here. So this is the malignant cells. These are the malignant cells, and these are the malignant cells that actually you forget about all this first. They will secrete some form of hormones, actually to actually drug. Yeah, you can see drug to confuse them, or even to corrupt the immune cells, or hijack the immune cells, so that the immune cells will actually release more cytokines, these cytokines which is pro-cancer. So this is slowly evolving into the more advanced stage of cancer, where the cancer cells actually bakat in Malay language. That means they piggybacking with each other, okay, with the police force. So now, we look at all these Hollywood movies, all these whatever corrupt police movies, all these gangster movie, right? Like, let's say a lady got robbed by robbed by a thief, something like that, and then she go and or maybe something more severe. Maybe the girlfriend's boyfriend got murdered by a gangster, and then she go and report to the police, saying that I witnessed how my boyfriend was killed by the gangster. I want to point out the gangster, and eventually, you know what happened? The girlfriend get killed because the police tell the gangster you have been identified. So the police was supportive of the gangster. The immune cells are actually supportive of tumor cells. You heard me no wrong. So everybody was banking on the idea, if I can eat more lingzhi, eat more ganoderma, eat more reishi, ginseng, and all this, I boost my immune system. The immune system will help me fight the gangster, which are the tumor cells. Are we on the right track or wrong track? Wrong track. We are talking about some form of advanced sophistication of tumor development. We are not looking at a very simplistic, in the early days, infancy stage of malignant cells, where they are very straightforward to tell people that I'm a gangster. Come and look for me. Okay, I will fight you. Okay, but the more advanced, sophisticated gangster, they do not look like gangster anymore. They look like normal people. They look like a normal businessman. They look like a very charitable person, just like Bill Gates. And the angels, they do not necessarily wear the police costume anymore. Am I right to say? And those who wear the police costume are exactly not the angels. So this is something that is very, very so-called serious, that we don't hear any doctors tell us this. Okay, we don't hear any medical practitioner tell us this because it's way too dampening. It's way too disappointing. They try to cheer you up that I am still developing a lot of drugs to help you. Do we want truth, or do we want la la land stories? Because whatever drugs they have been trying to develop, these drugs must have a target. And this target must latch onto a marker that can identify a tumor. But I tell you that tumor don't have a marker anymore. So those tumor that they can actually successfully target are the more infancy stage one, the more infancy stage type of cancer. And cancer got many stages. Cancer has got a lot of diversifications. They are too diverse. There are too many types of cancer because as they mutate, the biodiversity of cancer cell is not of one, is crazily, astronomically diversified. Okay, so the problem is as you use more immune targeting drugs, even though they tell you it's not chemo anymore, they try to tell you that chemo is very so-called causing a lot of side effects. So now they try to tell you that we are using whatever method is that is targeted, you know. The problem is the more targeted it is, more troublesome it is. Why? Why is it more troublesome? For example, uh, can somebody's body is like a 100 individuals in the conference room. So in this 100 people conference room, right? What what are the genetic makeups of all these 100 people? They are all what? They are all diversified. And when a virus comes, they kill only a few. Why? Because virus cannot kill the entire population of 100 people in the conference room because the virus is of one type of genetic material. They cannot kill 100 types of genetic materials because they cannot target so many type of people. So that's why biodiversity is a strength of overall survival of humanity and all the all the biological entities, biological populations in the world. So the more diversified you are, the more resistant you are for a sudden wipe off. Okay, because your genetic material are different. So and in fact, it is the biodiversity that actually enhance the resilience of the population. Like what I'm trying to say now, like in this room, there are 100 people. These 100 people are the tumor cells. They are different individuals. They are Indian, they are Malay, they are Caucasian, they are African, they are Chinese, they are Japanese, and all sorts. So you use a certain type of antibody, and this antibody target only those black eye people. They can recognize this antibody can recognize the black eye people. So as it recognizes all the black eye people in the 100 people in the conference room, right? Maybe 50 people of them die. So this is the power of targeted immunotherapy. They have a target the black color eye people. So left with the green eye people, the yellow eye people, the maybe the blue eye people, which are still surviving. And soon these remaining people who didn't die, we ask, how come all the black eye people die? Then they realize that they have a weapon that can recognize the black eye people. So from now on, the remaining 50 tumor cells, they say we are going to reproduce only offspring which are blue eye, red eye, white eye, gray eye, green eye, whatsoever eye, not going to be black eye. So as they know this trick to bypass the immune system, right? From the 50 cells, they become 500. And then you realize that this targeted immunotherapy failed. And then they come in with another so-called targeted antibody, saying that now they can target the white color skin people. So they wipe off 250 people in the lab, in the conference room out of the 500, because half of them are white color skin. So now left with the brown color, the black color skin people don't die. So they will reprocess they will actually review on the situation why only the white color people die. Because they have a weapon that can recognize skin color. So from now on, from these remaining 250 tumor cells, they're going to reproduce only dark skin tumor cells. So boom, they become 2,500. And then the doctors say, sorry, this is a very virulent strain that we have body that can target anything. So while in the very beginning they help you kill 50% of the cell, and the second time they successfully to kill also 50% of the cell, they go and open a champagne and celebrate without knowing that in the background they're enhancing the virulence of the cancer cell. They are trying to enhance the sophisticatedness of the tumor cells by using this very narrow target immunotherapy. Crazy. You never heard, right? 99% of the people never heard. Because nobody want to tell you the truth. Because when I tell you this inconvenient truth, you are dampened. You are very disappointed. Then what are the hope? So of course today we are not going to talk about dampening your hope. We're talking about something more cheerful. We're talking about thinking out of the narrow microscience. We know microscience has failed miserably, has already failed. It is not destined to fail, has already failed. From the very beginning, it failed because the paradigm was wrong. The paradigm has always been wrong. So that's why if we want to really use to gear up our own immunity, our true blue natural immunity to help reverse the situation of the cancer or mitigate the cancer, we need to have a proper concept of what truly natural immunity is. Natural immunity is not about MAB, monoclonal antibody. It's not about interleukin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not about boosting, injecting some kind of GCMF, what kind of cytokines to boost your whatever T cell, to boost your whatsoever NK cells and all this, natural killer cells and all this. Because at one stage, your natural killer cells also will fail because the tumor cells are too cunning. They truly are like the Moganto, the Hollywood gangster movie. They bakat, they piggyback with the police force. So now coming back to reality, coming back from what we have been driven so far away into very detailed, narrow-minded immunology of cancer, we come back into a more holistic, solid, traditional, natural immunity concept of healing. Immunity is not truly about just about your antibody and T cells and white blood cells. It's a holistic, interconnected, interconnectedness of all our whole body, our all internal organs. Now, tell me how do you define your immune organ? How do we define immune organ? People will tell you that immune organ would be your bone marrow, where they actually produce your B cell and also your T cells eventually, and also your spleen, and also maybe involve your large intestine, and that's it. And actually, if you were to drill very deep into it, actually the immune system include all our body's organ. It includes our kidney, it includes our bone marrow, it includes our liver, it even includes our heart. Because our heart is known to be able to secrete some form of protective hormones that actually can kill a lot of cancer cells as well. Have you heard that before? Yeah, it's possible. So, but generally, we would not take into consideration of heart being an immune organ. So when you do so-called a narrow microscience immunology, heart is not in the story. So if we truly want to use natural immunology to help ourselves, we need to have a very macro view. We need to have a very macro view of what immunology is. But before we drill into what are all these organs, we look at this slide, a state of wellness. Now, first, um, we have to understand why do we fall sick and why do we get cancer? Is it's not because truly just because of mutation. That is a microscience kind of interface of explaining the whole story. Okay, it is not just mutation. Actually, mutation happens all day long, even in myself, in everybody in the audience, every single second. It's not wrong to mutate. It's not scary to mutate. So if everybody mutate, but why some people mutated to get cancer, some people mutated to not get cancer? So of course we will say that, oh, because the immune cell picked them up early. That's true. That is the microscience of explanation. But in the more macro science of understanding, we know that it is a loss of balance. It's a loss of balance. What does it mean by loss of balance? The loss of metabolism, or in a more traditional word, life force, and also the loss of the detoxing, so-called the elimination of unwanted stuff from our body. Okay, it also means so-called um, doing away waste products and all this metabolic waste and all this. So in our traditional holistic uh, concept, macro science concept of a disease, right? As long as you maintain a very competent level of a competent strength capacity of detoxing, and you maintain a very strong capacity of life force and metabolism, then you are in good health. We fall sick when we have a compromised capacity to detox. We also get sick when we have a compromised metabolism or not enough energy provision. We don't have enough energy, so-called, do not have enough metabolism and life force. So these are the two basic concepts of easy understanding of how we fall sick. So, for example, in the case of cancer, how a cancer patient falls sick? Here you see, cancer patients has got a more complicated issue. They have two problems and a third problem that make it worse. That is, first, they have problem in their life force provision. They have low metabolism. Okay, they have metabolic dysfunction to begin with. Okay, so when they have metabolic dysfunction, okay, so there's an imbalance, and and this imbalance, right, actually will actually cross over to bring about the compromisation of detoxing competency in the body as well. As the body drop in its competency in detoxing, self-detox, natural detox, it will actually spill over another effect to worsen the metabolic dysfunction or the compromisation of life force in the body. So these two keep on spiral, causing a spiraling down vicious cycle until it become very severe and show up as a cancer, show up as a big symptom, as a tumor, something like that. So as somebody discovered him or herself has got a tumor, right? This too has already happened. And in fact, they have gone through many rounds of spiraling. So in order to improve this situation, right? Improve this situation, you have to improve the metabolism, which is the life force. You have to improve the detoxification capacity of the person as well. Okay. And only with this, only when you do this, when you do both, then only the overall healing power comes out, then the natural immunity will comes in. Okay, now, so this is the formula of natural immunity. We are so dearly seeking for natural immunity, and we think natural immunity is only B cell, T cells, and antibody. Whereas the true blue, the genuine face, the genuine form of natural immunity is actually a combination of your detoxing capacity and your life force provision combined, mutually spiral up, mutually supportive. And in fact, first, your detoxing, if you want to improve your immunity, you start with detoxing. When you improve your detox, it will improve your life force, it will improve your metabolism. And when this both are accomplished, then it will drive up your natural immunity. So this is the concept I want to introduce to everybody. It's not a new concept. I would say reintroduce, reiterate, and let people have a so-called recomprehension of what truly immunity is. Okay, natural immunity is a very broad-based concept, and so broad that before I haven't gone into the detail into it, I have to let you understand natural immunity is comprised of two big segments. One is first, you need to have the capacity to detox first. And also at the same time, better if you can provide enough life force or garner enough life force. When you have both, then only you talk about you have immunity or not. So that's why sometimes, when people have got cancer, they will tell me teacher, to you, is it good to buy this so-called whatever tiger milk mushroom, whatever chaga mushroom, or whatever herbs and all this that can boost immunity? And see, teacher, you see a lot of all these publications say that can boost immunity. Yes, no doubt. I won't doubt all of it because I come from a scientific background. If it's published in a peer-reviewed paper, there's a certain level of credibility. But the problem is you are not in that stage at this early stage to boost that immunity, even though you take those whatever herbs and supplement, because I don't see that your detoxing capacity improving. I don't see that your life force is coming in just yet. So you need these two as a prerequisite to drive the occurrence of natural immunity. Okay, so as we drill deeper, so in this natural immunity, right, we look at from a perspective. So who are involved? Who are the players in this natural immunity? So detox and life force bring about natural immunity. So this is basically a synonym to natural immunity. And this natural immunity happen in a few major organs. Of course, more than that, but we are focusing on these three major ones. Number one, liver. Number two, kidney. Number three, digestive system. And these are the three things that you need to revive, rejuvenate, reinforce, whatever you call it, strengthen, enhance before you want to talk, even long before you want to talk about you have immunity. So the reverse is also true. If you're so worried that whether you have the immunity to fight cancer, ask, is your liver okay? Oh no, my liver not good lah. Just that day I go and do the blood test and all this. Wow, all the liver profile all haywire. Now I don't even need to test your whatever T cell Th1 Th2 profile. I don't even need to check your IL2 whatever level, whatever it is, like NK cell count. I don't even have to check that. You tell me your liver not good, I know immunity is not good already, because they are the prerequisite. And kidney. And this kidney is not kidney, the whole kidney form of it that help you to urinate only. Do we know that the kidney actually has got this adrenaline gland that is sitting on top of the kidney structure, and that is actually part of the immunity. In fact, it is a high controller switch of the immunity, because they dictate whether you are in sympathetic or parasympathetic mode. And your nervous system mode actually dictates what kind of immune cells you produce. So that's why kidney is the very high hierarchy controller of your immunity. And you tell me immunity is only B cell, T cells. No, because even though your B cell, T cell, whatever, whatever immune hormone you have, if you have a messed up kidney, nothing will happen. Your T cell, whatever you pump in so much of whatever cytokines, whatever immunokines and all this, none of them will work because the controller on the top, they are haywire. And in fact, kidney, in a more traditional concept, right, they are actually related to the bone marrow also. That's why this is where the T cell is produced as well. The B cell, T cells, the white blood cells are produced, even the red blood cell, of course. And this is what I mentioned just now. It includes the nervous system and digestive system that many people don't totally, totally push it off the big picture. When they were sick, when cancer patients were sick, all they were worried is that I'm getting slimmer and slimmer, skinnier and skinnier. Tell me what protein to eat. I want to be fatter and fatter. I want to look good, but actually no use. Because the more, this is one of the biggest pitfall among the cancer patients. Because as they gone through a very so-called challenging healing therapy, whatever, whether it's natural or the pharmaceutical one, they slim down a lot. They get very skinny. And they get comments from their relatives and family members, and they feel very awkward that they're so skinny. So, and then they will start asking, should I eat more proteins? And it is at this point they should not eat so much proteins. And of course, doctors will tell them that without proteins, you cannot make antibody. It's true, but that is a later stage thing. Because you don't even have a good liver, kidney, and digestive system. Don't talk about natural immunity. Don't talk about your T cell, B cell, whatever, white blood cells. Your digestive system, right, when it is haywire, which is one of the biggest immune system contributor, will ruin your entire system of immunity. I remember in 2018 or 2019, I remember, right? I think we did this submit, Cancer Why did this submit, who invited Dr. Rao from Sweden, right? Correct me. Is it Switzerland or Sweden? I always mix up these two countries, sorry.
Switzerland.
Switzerland, Dr. Rao.
Yes.
Yeah, and this doctor was amazing. He's the one who really put digestive system, being the immune system, into practice. Because he tell the audience that day, he said, when his patient come and see him, usually the first time won't see him. They will see the nurse. The nurse will tell the patient, before you see Dr. Rao, you have to go and do dental cleansing. You have to remove all the amalgam. You have to clean up all the plaque first, and also you have to do colonic hydrotherapy to wash your colon before you can go and see Dr. Rao. And the rationale behind is that you have got so many white blood cells always so-called standing by in your mouth, in your digestive tract, and also your colon. And if your mouth is dirty, if your colon is very dirty, it will drain your immune energy. So that's why Dr. Rao said he wanted his patient to clean the mouth, clean the colon, so that they are not so dirty. And then the white blood cell, the immune energy will get released back to the internal body to go and tackle the tumor cells. So imagine if this person keep on eating a lot of protein when this person is very weak. When this person is weak, meaning what? The metabolism is low. That means the digestivity is low. The digestive power is low. And whatever he or she eats, especially protein, which is a highly calorie, highly energized molecule, nutrients, as it go inside the digestive tract and it doesn't get digested away, it will feed what? It will feed the germs inside the mouth. It will feed the germs inside the stomach. feed the germs inside the small intestine, feed the germs inside the colon, and it make the dirty stuff all bloom inside the digestive tract and make the immune system even more drained, just to tackle off the dirt inside the digestive system, the stuck up decayed proteins inside the digestive tract, just because the cancer patient just don't have enough energy to digest it. I understand it looks very ugly to look very skinny, but that's not the time to address this problem first. And in fact, while you are skinny because you don't have that digestive power to absorb, to digest and absorb, and you force yourself with so much of all this nonsense. Why do I call it nonsense? Because you cannot digest it. It's nonsense, and it decay inside the body, and it worsen your immunity. That's why whenever people come to my consultation, I tell them, no protein for you now. And then they were so shocked. The whole family, whole shocked. The entire bloodline come and look for me. Why you ask my cancer patient family member don't eat protein, huh? Of course, in the end, it's their own choice. It's their own choice in the end. Because at the early stage of cancer healing, the more protein you feed, it of course they will say that the more sugar you feed, that you should feed the cancer, right? So you should eat more protein, right? Yeah. So sounds like it's logical, but the problem is the more protein that you eat while your digestive power is not there, you ruin your immune system as well. So in the end, what do you eat? Nothing, right? So you will be challenging me. You are People say cannot eat carbo. Now you say cannot eat protein. Then eat fat, also cannot, because it is highly inflammatory. The thing is, you have to go back to normal way of eating. Carbohydrate has got nothing wrong. Carbohydrate is only wrong when it's refined, when it's eaten untimely, untimely in an untimely way. What I mean, actually, a few years back, I think I during COVID, I delivered a lecture on intermittent fasting for cancer, and that was the proper way of consuming the carbohydrates, to eat it in the IF way for cancer patient. But yeah, this is not the main topic today. So whatever, and small intestine here. So the most important thing here is to remind everybody, if you are so concerned about immunity, so concerned about natural immunity, before you are so concerned about it, concerned about whatever white blood cell, whatever T cell, concern about your liver first, concern about your kidney first, concern about your digestive system first. Find all the way you can in a natural way. Boost up your liver, boost up your kidney, boost up digestive system. So now, how exactly we want to boost up your liver, your kidney, and digestive system? Okay, now here are the four pillars that I always mention in all my lectures. Okay, and whenever we go into more advanced healing kind of topic, I will tell my students, if you want to solve your problem, your health problem holistically, diet alone is not going to work. Yes, you heard me not wrong. Diet alone is not going to work. And in fact, diet alone, underlying alone, will never work. The keyword is alone. I'm not saying that diet wouldn't work. If you want to improve your health, diet is one very, very important part of your healing regimen. But if you think you only need to bank on diet, and worse is that there are people who think that if I can only bank on my supplements and herbs, and worse is that some people will think if I can only bank on the immunotherapy MAB, I would get healed. And that is far-fetched. Okay, so always in a holistic healing, we want to combine multiple lateral, multiple level, multiple hierarchical platforms and pillars. Number one, diet, the easiest way to go in. Number two, lifestyle, harder to manage, but the effect is stronger than diet. And change an environment, extremely difficult, but a lot more effective than that diet and lifestyle. And eventually toggle your mind, which is like the deadliest thing in the world. I mean, dateless means dateless homework. That means never work. Nobody think they can change their mind. Okay, but if you can change your mind, your environment can change easily. Your lifestyle change in a snap of time. Your diet immediately change. So that's why I always tell people, okay, the reason why whenever we go into healing, diet comes in is because it's easiest way to tackle, easiest ways to change. But the sad thing is that there's one phrase called easy come, easy go. If by just changing your diet, you see an effect, the chance is that it's easy come, easy go. The effect is easy to come in, easy to go away. That means it's not perpetuative, it's not a long-term, it's not a long-term effect. I tell you one very sad story. Uh, about 20 years ago. About 20 years ago, when I was still in the National Cancer Center of Singapore, um, my colleague has my actually not my colleague. She's another department colleague. So I never met him. He never know me. I never know him. But this counterpart in another department, who is my kind of semi colleague, told me that her colleague at the age of 26 had got some form of cancer. I can't remember. So this guy, of course, very, very depressed. At the age of 26, he has to face a very big challenge in life, some form of very severe cancer as well. So eventually, he got in touch with some form of supplement, which is made of mangosteen, which is mango, the mangosteen peel, and then can we actually switch off? Okay, so uh, yeah, so this 26-year-old guy that I never met. He doesn't know me, I doesn't know him, but through my counterpart, I know his situation, and he was banking on this so-called mangosteen extract from the peel and the juice and all this. And because it's, we know mangosteen peel has got a lot of anthocyanin, a lot of antioxidants, and it's also a very proven Ayurvedic medicine, and it's got so much of antioxidants and all sorts, right, and phytonutrients. So as he took this product, this extract, right, wow, suddenly his blood report becomes so cheerful, so pinkish, so nice. And then I told my counterpart that he shouldn't bank on just that sorry, I spit out the name, that mangosteen product. He should do more than that. He should change his diet overall and also change his lifestyle. But my friend told me that he just won't change. She said that he's very happy with that product. He's drinking a lot of it already, and he's very hopeful that his cancer will be cured in no time. Sad enough, he's gone in half a year, just 6 months only. He was gone. So what I'm trying to say is that the supplement, the herbs, is actually sitting on top of this pyramid. If I were to actually dissect it further, right? If environment if environment is sitting on top of mind, and lifestyle is sitting on top of environment, and diet is sitting on top of lifestyle, and supplement and herbs is sitting on top of diet, and pharmaceutical drugs is sitting on top of herbs and supplements. So when I say sitting on top means the further you go up in this triangle, this pyramid, the faster you see the effect and the easier it is to administer. But the effect is most superficial, the easiest to come and go. And the bad thing is also, the further you go up in this triangle, the more side effect you get. The further you go down in this triangle, the less side effect you have, the more perpetuative effect you get, but the slower you see the effect and harder it is to implement. So that is what should I say, the paradox of life. That's the pain of healing, the pain point. How all the healers feel how nice it is if there's such a good thing, that quick effect, perpetuative effect, easy to implement, no need effort, then everybody would be happy, right, in this world. But it happens for very good reason philosophically, but of course we will not go down into it. But it is only natural to happen this way. It is only natural. If somebody throw you a magical pill and tell you that, oh, you eat this, very easy, very fast to heal one. Ah, very amazing. Ah, who eat this are suddenly cured in 9 months. And you tell yourself, if only eating that magical pill, not putting effort in diet, lifestyle, environment, and mind of change, you think this will be perpetuated? You yourself know. You yourself know it's not going to be true. You have to be honest to ourselves. Yeah, it is sad that we already got this problem, but you don't want to make it worse by cheating yourself further. You need to have a holistic revamp in your diet, lifestyle, environment, and mind. I know it is getting harder as you go down to the pyramid, but let it be the homework in our life. Let it be a commitment to self to improve ourselves, to increase our so-called our cultivation, improve our cultivation. So first do the easiest thing first, of course. So once you've done the easiest thing, you look into the more challenging thing, and then the more challenging, and so on and so forth. And so here, I do a matrix combining what we just mentioned in the past two slides. Okay, liver, kidney, and system, and how we use diet, lifestyle, environment, and mind to improve our liver, and how do we use diet, lifestyle, environment, and mind to improve our kidney, and so on and so forth. Okay, but of course we are not touching so much on the mind and environment, but more on the diet today. Okay, so this one I list out here. Now, liver, kidney, gut. We also need to help them to detox. You remember? The prerequisite of natural immunity is about improving your detoxing capacity, or help them to improve their detoxing capacity. And at the same time, add on life force, help them to improve life force. So you want to help liver to improve detox capacity, kidney to improve detox capacity, gut to detox, how to enhance life force in liver, how to enhance life force in kidney, how to enhance life force in gut. You see, so much homework. And you think you drink only the mangosteen? I'm sorry, I mean that guy has really gone. It's not like I'm trying to pick on him. I to feel sorry for him, but let's have that basic ground that I have to have empathy and sympathy on that guy. But I need to use him as an example, because he's a classic example who think that I only need to bang on one thing and everything will be good already. I only need to listen to my doctor, do this, do this MAD, targeted immunotherapy, everything will be good. The nightmare will be over. You have to wake up. If you're not doing any of this homework, don't don't try to imagine. Try not to live in that la la land, that I can be effortless and then I rely on another person with technology. And some people now already hallucinating themselves that there's some form of medical bed. They sleep on it and then they sleep inside like a sauna, and after half an hour, all diseases will be cured. When you hear people talking about medical, what med bed and all this, I feel so sad about it. Yeah. So because from the very beginning, we get cancer, we get big diseases because we never wanted to be diligent, we never wanted to put effort. And now that we have that problem, we still don't want to put effort. We still want to blame on other people. We still want to, hang on other people and put hope on other people. Nobody can offer you hope unless ourselves do all these things here. Detox life force at the level of diet, at the level of lifestyle, level of environment, level of mind. Then only eventually you will come up with good natural immunity. Exactly how that natural immunity works, we don't care. We only care about what are the prerequisites to get good natural immunity, and we will work on that. So, for example, if we want to improve our liver, to improve their detox capacity, we eat more leafy greens. We drink more chrysanthemum. These are just an example. So I'm not saying that Diet must eat this, but they are some convenient startup, convenient jumpstart. Okay, so these two are very good for liver to detox. And if I want to detox my diet, my kidney, I will take more celery. I'll take more lemon. If I want to detox my gut, I'll take more lemongrass. I'll take more black fungus. Uh-huh. And then in terms of lifestyle, if I want to help my liver to detox, I sleep a lot. I even have a I even have a new habit of napping in the afternoon. I do more meditation. If I want to detox my kidney, I do more relaxation. How? Maybe relaxation yoga, relaxation sleep, relaxation kind of activities whatsoever. Okay. And in terms of gut, I will do fasting. Yes, fasting is the best way to help the gut to detox. And then in terms of the level of environment, how do we detox our liver? We go to the forest more. We visit farm more. So the environment, the negative ion around and all this, and the leaf will excrete all the exosomes and all this will help us to detox. And we want to be close to waterfall if we want to detox kidney. Okay, if we want to get close to sunshine more, we want to get more sunshine if we want to detox our gut, and so on and so forth. Mind, in terms of mind, you want to detox your liver, forgiveness, because a lot of time liver is uptight because of anger, because you don't forgive anybody, including yourself. So you have a lot of heavy anger. So the more heavy anger you have, the liver is more stuck up, and it will not be able to detox properly. And left for kidney, laid back lifestyle for the gut. Okay, but of course not whole life. Okay, and in terms of enhancing your life force for your liver, at the level of diet, you want to take more lotus seed, you want to take more coconut smoothie. You can take some ling at this moment. Remember, you always do the detox first and then the life force. Okay, so of course, if we want to, you can do them concurrently. But then again, you have to understand the life force will not take effect unless the detox has really come in place and full force. Okay, and if you want to improve your kidney in terms of life force, you want to take more sesame, you want to take more walnut and ginseng. And you will realize that, oh no, I cannot. If I take my sesame, I get very heaty, I get inflammatory. Some people will say that when they are very sick. Yes, that's true, because you haven't done enough detox. And then the gut. You may want to have more bamboo salt and probiotics to boost up the digestive metabolism and probiotics to regenerate the life force within the gut. And hiking, in terms of lifestyle, you improve your liver because it gush your blood into the liver many times. Okay, you do qigong for your kidney because you actually have that qi so-called accumulation back into your dantian, which and that and keep it, and you learn to qigong is a way to help you to store energy, to store, and usually in traditional medicine, kidney is the place where you store energy, and like 站桩 and all these are very good, and rebounding, which is like helping your internal organ to massage them, including your gut. Rebounding is very good too, and that will actually help improve the movement, the metabolism of your gut. And in terms of environment, you want to take, you want to be closer to floral garden if you want your liver to be better, because the flowery smell, the scent will actually charge up your liver. Okay, and if you want to have better life force for your kidney, you want to stay closer to the rural area. Okay, okay. So because you are more, you have less shocks, you have less surprises and jams and all this. Okay, it's more laid back also. And if you want to gut to improve their life force, you want to be in a colder region so that the blood will actually gush back to the blood will gush back to the gut to nurture it. Okay, so sometimes that's why we say those people who live in the four season country, they have better health than we who live in the tropical where we have only one season all throughout the year. So, but not necessary if we know how to maneuver our position, when we can every year, stipulate a certain time we go to Cameron Highlands or Bukit give a six or something like that. Yeah. And and in terms of mind level, you want to have passion if you want to charge up your liver. You want to have more faith if you want to charge up your kidney. You want to have more laughter if you want to charge up your gut. So all these are just some examples, but as I said, they are not a 100% must, but they are a very good kickstart. And and of course, what you can do is a lot more than this, a long list. But at least I want you guys to start analyzing this chart, this matrix here. Why? Because I don't want you guys to keep on doing one thing and think, I'm not saying, keep on doing a zillion things, but they all belong to one category. And you think you do a lot. A lot of people, when they are unwell, they eat a lot of things. But whatever they eat, they're only tackling the liver only. And then they're not tackling this, they're not tackling this, they're not tackling this, they're not tackling this, and not to mention others. So you see, when you cross over this matrix, there are how many homeworks that you need, there are how many do. There are 24 syllabus that you need to do. Okay. And and you think that by just drinking the mangosteen peel juice, which is like probably maybe good for the liver. Yeah, good for the liver. Yeah, maybe also, yeah, mainly for detox and also good for the gut. And you're only doing 2 things out of the 24 things that you need to do. And how are you going to get natural immunity? You do it too little. The things you are just too little. You're not diligent enough. Not diligent. That's why I mean I'm very sorry that some people here they're already hard hit by very, very bad news already. But it is my true genuine goodwill to wake everybody up so that the path is there. The path are there. I need you to take on the path. Not just keep on la landing, imagining that somebody will help you. Okay? So that's why I can what I mean is I'm trying to be cruel to be kind in this session. Hope you understand my goodwill here. I'm very cruel in my words. I'm sorry, but I'm truly kind. Okay, and here it is more of the uh, the going back to the top hierarchical kind of management. So we have improving of life force. We have also detoxing. So and for cancer management, because it is a complicated issue which has been spiraling down in between the two types of imbalance, the lack of detox, the lack of metabolism, both spiraling down. So as you want to unwind this spiral, right, you also need to do this cyclical, this spiral up kind of so-called strategy. So what I suggest is that you start off with detox, but at the background with a bit of life force enhancement. Okay, so you do it for a short period of time. You do it until you feel betahan. The local word beta means you feel you're enough of it. You feel suffering. So okay, then stop, and then you start building life force. After you build life force, maybe for over 1 or 2 or 3 months, and you come back to do a detox. Okay, and then after you do a detox, you go back to build a life force, and so on and so forth. It has to be this way. It cannot be all the way detox all year long. Some this problem, I would just drink green smoothie all life long now. Wow, so good. After I drink my green smoothie, after 3 months out, wow, look at my chart, so beautiful. Look at my blood report and it's so beautiful. Yes, you have done this very well. But you forgot to build life force the next phase. And if you continue to drag this long and long and long, certain part of your body is certain system of your body is going to collapse. Yes, because you have been doing detox for too long. So after you're done detox, right, you have to stop and rest and build life force. After you build life force, you cannot say, "Oh, I built life force. It feels so good. Let's do this life force building all life long." No. After a while, you have to come back to face this dreadful homework, detox again. Intermittent fasting again. Cannot eat dinner again. So what? It's only for 3 weeks. And then after that, you go back, build life force. That's the thing. So you swap in between these two. But only special thing is that when you do detox, you can do in the background a little bit of this, but you emphasize on this. Okay, I hope everybody understand what I mean. Okay, so that's why I said detox plus life force, because you cannot have an efficient detox without life force backing it up. Okay, yeah. Now this is what I meant just now. Hierarchical discernment of healing tactics. So this is I think I oops. Okay, so this is what I mentioned just now. Mind, environment, lifestyle, diet. If you go further up, is supplement. You go further up, is herbals and essence like your EO and all this, and then hormones and then pharmaceutical drugs. So as you go further up, right, you will see that uh, you have more and more quick effect. Yeah, that's why they give you a jab. Suddenly, the next day you feel so good. The effect is very quick but superficial. It bring you huge lot of side effect. Okay, but if you go further down, the effect will be very slow, but the good thing is perpetuated. It hold back, it hold long, it will stay, and it's much safer. So this one, snap a photo of it. Remind yourself, whenever you take a healing agent, recognize that which level it is belonging to. How many people also tell us that, teacher, oh, I found this EO so good, this essential oil. I'm sorry, I'm not tarnishing the image of EO companies and all this. I'm just telling people that whether you are in the EO business or not, you have to understand EO is at a very high hierarchy thing. The effect, why is it so invigorating? Because it's so quick. And of course, after you have used it for half a year or 1 year or so, you already know that it's superficial also. You have to keep on using it. Am I right to say? So why are you talking on a healing agent that you forever have to use it? A real medicine should be perpetuative in the effect even though you stop using it. So that's why ultimately, eventually, we still have to come back. Still have to get grounded back to here. My environment, lifestyle, diet. Okay. So, but of course, I'm not saying that you cannot take supplement, you cannot take any herbals and all this. You can. Even you want to take some drugs, it's okay. But you have to understand. You have to understand about this. You have to understand about this. These two S, superficial and side effects. So it remains to be a very short-term use. It remains to be a very short-term use, and it has to be very, very, very tactful, okay, skillful as well. And even though you have convinced yourself to use healing agent at the top, but let's not forget that you also need to have diligence at the bottom. If you're already putting in diligence at the bottom, and why do you still need those at the top? Unless it is a very acute situation. Unless it's a very acute situation, I would agree for this quick effect, superficial stuff on top. Otherwise, get grounded, do the homework at the bottom. Okay, so with that, I close my talk today. I hope this new how to say this new approach for me to show you what natural immunity is doesn't shock you, because I know that those people who sign up, they truly want me to talk about a lot of monoclonal antibody. They want me to talk about a lot of targeting immunology. They want me to talk about antibodies and T cells and all this. But I'm not apologetic for not talking about those things, because the more I talk about those, the more I drive you into a more narrow-minded view, and the more uh, so-called deviated path in your natural healing. So even though I don't talk about white blood cells all throughout the talk here, but these are the true blue. These are the true blue natural immunity that we are talking about. Because it's not hard for you that just to quickly go to your chat GPT now and type how leafy greens boost your immunity, how lemon boosts your immunity. For sure, if you type every single keyword here, you type it into your chat GPT now or DeepSeek and ask them how do they boost immunity, you'll see a lot of immunohormones listed out for sure. But why is it important to know all this? Not important, because there's no need to get fancy by all these whatever immunological terms, because ultimately you still have to come back to the groundwork. What is the ground? There's no need to mention about all this. I want to have more interleukin. Sometimes people send me some articles. Oh, teacher, somebody research paper say, if you inject yourself with this immunohormone like IL-2, whatever, wow, it will help you boost your immunity and all this. And then I go and search. ChatGPT, tell me how else I can boost this immunohormone naturally in my body. You know what the answer? Sleep. Yeah, sounds like a joke, right? So at one end, the high-tech companies sell you in multiple 100,000 to give you a jab to boost your certain immunohormone, only to find out that by just go and sleep, you also get a lot of this hormone. So that's why what I'm trying to say is that groundwork is most important. Okay, so with this, I close my lecture today, and let me know if you have got any question.
Thank you so very much. That was really great, Kiyo. We have a few questions. First thing is is this an online course that you offer, or is it in person?
What online course?
Yeah, you just said the slide before last, you said there is a new
Oh,
registration
yeah.
for a course.
Oh, yeah,
Is that
this is in 2026, I do have a lot of online courses. So you guys can, they are pre-recorded, so you guys can consider signing up. Yeah,
okay, great.
okay. Yeah,
There was a question, what if you can explain what life force mean?
yeah. Life force is what I wrote in the very beginning here. Let me scroll back. Uh, is metabolism. It's just another word for metabolism. Can you see here? Yeah, metabolism slash life force. Yeah, both are the same thing. They're synonym. So metabolism is your if we were to dissect the word matter means change. Matter means change. Bolism means the event of it. So the 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 state, the capacity of your body transform. Change means also transform. Do transformation inside your body. Transformation from your food into your own nutrients that you need during the assimilation. Transformation of waste into toxin into waste that can be discarded through your kidney. Transform of uh, certain oxygen into certain thing. So that's metabolism. So your capacity to transform and change inside your body. And at the back of it is life force, is an energy that drive this metabolism.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mhm.
For a person with joint issues, are there any other rebounding activities?
Joint issue, okay, understand. Some people will have this kind of issue. Um, okay, so rebounding is the best thing for yourself to do it for yourself so that you don't have to rely on people. That's why I say it's your own groundwork. If you can't, then you have to get people to massage you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be too late for cancer patients to implement the immunity recommendations?
No, it's never too late. Never too late. In fact, uh, what prevents cure? What cure also prevents? So in our audience, there will be some who are not cancer patients, and whatever we just learn are all 100% beneficial to even non-cancer patients. And for cancer patient, if you can start right away, if you give, of course, you can implement it stage by stage from the easier one to the harder one, but set that 24 syllabus, this one, print this out, print this out. Even though the what exactly what you need to do can be longer than this, much long. The list is longer than this, but at least this matrix reminds you that you have a lot of homework to do. So you have no time to even think about whether you will have relapse. You have no time to think whether it will proceed into the next stage or not, or whether worsen or not. So if you can focus meditatively on these 24, suddenly you will be very, very relaxed. So you have no one to worry also. You suddenly become happy. Yeah. So start it right away. Start it right away. Start with the left-hand side first.
Yeah.
Start with the hand side, then proceed to the right-hand side. Yeah.
And there's another person that says Lingzi and ginseng, do they have side effects, or if they're taken for a life force? Lots of people told the person that patients cannot eat them.
Yeah. Exactly. So you see, that's why it's always detox first and life force. Like they're they're very life force providing thing. Um, the danger, quote unquote, the danger of Lingzhi and ginseng, all this, right, is is due to the stuck up system inside the body. If a certain part of the body is stuck up, is choked up, the qi is choked up, the qi is blocked up, and you try to provide even more energy. If you're lucky, it can push through, then it's nice. But if it doesn't push through, that energy from Lingzhi and ginseng will fit that choke up point. It's just like what I say, a skinny person, when they're going through some form of therapy, they look so skinny that they feel so awkward, they ask for proteins. And as they eat this protein, because they are so weak, their digestive power are so weak, they cannot finish digesting the protein. And eventually what happened? It invite cancer cell to eat it, they invite virus to eat it, they invite parasite, they invite bacteria to eat it. So the choke up point is in the intestine, and you feed more protein inside, it doesn't get through. That means from top to bottom, it doesn't get through. And it fit that choke up point. Protein is an energy. So it fit that choke up point. That choke up point is where all the funny things are, the parasite, the virus, the bacteria. So that's why this protein is deadly for this person who has got poor digestive channel movement. So in terms of another form of channels inside the qi channel inside your body. So you're trying to replenish qi using Olingzhi and ginseng and old ginseng and all this. But the channel inside the body is still choked up, severely blocked up. So the more energy you feed in, the more qi you feed in, it just blow up that choking point. So that is dangerous. So that's why before life force deeds, you do the detox deeds. You cleanse the channel first. You so-called you open up the channel first. Then you won't have the danger. Okay?
Okay, so other than Qigong, what about Tai Chi?
Yes, you can, of course. The Qigong, Tai Chi, all sorts of whatever, even yoga, all comes in, all comes in. But
How
not
many
the not
minutes?
those very severe, not those very, very taxing yoga though. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah,
How
sorry, I
many?
didn't want to interrupt you. How many minutes of Sanzhuang would you recommend per day?
Sunshine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I tell you, this sunshine, just don't just go there and or just receive the sun and all this. The best way to do sunshine, right, is to go all together. And it's not terrible sunshine, and you're with the forest, or you do another way is to do gardening under the sunshine. So I would say do it in the early hours of the day and the late hours of the day, like the uh, first 2 hours of the day and the final 2 hours of the day. And when you go for the sunshine, you might as well do gardening because you don't waste the time and you can fulfill a few things at the same time. So if we can do each half an hour in the first half of the day and second half of the day, another half an hour, that would be so nice. Yeah.
Okay, then one last question. Fasting is to starve the cancer cells. May I know how long to fast? Fast 3 meals a day?
There are many ways to fast, actually. I think we still have that, put link into group and get them to review that link as well. But the quick one is that there's no there's no hard and fast rule how intensive you fast. But looking at this thing here, okay, looking at this chart here, in the beginning, you don't want a severe fast. You don't want a very intensive fast because you may not be able to tackle it. So in the beginning, maybe like a fast for a mini fast. What do I mean by mini fast? Maybe just skip dinner. Skip dinner for a few days. Okay. All right. And then rest. And then you feel better already. And then skip dinner for 3 weeks, and then you feel very bad about it, and then you come back and rest, and then after that you try to do 1 week without one day per week without meal, okay, but okay, and then rest, and then after that you get more confident, and then you can after a few weeks, and then you feel more confident, you can have 2 days juicing per week, and then you stop and then you come back. So you keep on increase your intensity. So it's a nurturing path. It can be quite fun actually. Yeah, you are nurturing yourself. So as you immerse into this nurturing path, right, your mind is also more positive. Because you're more focused. You're not using your mind to think about all the worrisome, fearful thing. Yeah, good or good? Did I answer the question? Testing, testing. Oh, I think out has
One
fallen
more
off.
one more
Yeah.
question is
Yep.
the no, where is it? Antrodia cinnamomea is a kind of Taiwan red ruby mushroom, if that is okay for cancer patients.
Some form of mushroom? Is it some form of
That's what
mushroom?
they said. Antrodia cinnamomea.
Maybe is there a common name for but anyway, generally, right? I would say I don't recognize that name, but generally, for mushroom to help boost our immunity in terms of the life force for the liver and all this, right? 牛樟芝, okay, yeah, it's very famous for liver, yes, indeed, yeah. So there are criteria to take uh to take this medicinal mushroom. Most important thing is that it must be old enough in order to have the power. Okay, young mushroom tend to be more detoxing than life force boosting. So that means they have very weak power in boosting your immunity. Whereas the older ones, like multiple decades old, at least 10-year, 20-year-old one, uh, they are the truesome immune booster. Okay, so generally it would be expensive. So I would say, um, depending on our budget, if you cannot afford it, you don't miss much. You can use other things to help. Yeah, they are not a must, but if you think you can afford some very old 灵芝, 牛樟芝, and medicinal mushroom, when I say old, is at least 20 years old above, which are expensive, you can go ahead, definitely. But the prerequisite is that you do your detox first. Good or good?
Okay, thank you so much. That was really a great session. I think we are also overdue with the time. And thank you so much again for all your wisdom and all that what you share with everyone. And maybe that they can make a screenshot, have your Veggie School website at the end before we close out, because I think you will
Okay,
get a lot of enrollments next year. Yeah?
okay. Thank
Okay.
you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much. Have a good evening. Bye bye.